guys, welcome back to Silk Life Medical Spa. I'm Tina Jacobs, physician assistant, owner, and physician assistant at Silk Life Medical Spa. I'm doing another weight loss video because I've heard a lot from my patients that a lot of people just put on a few extra pounds over the COVID stay-at-home order, and part of that is just changing routine. When you change your routine, your body changes too. And, that's okay. But a lot of people are now struggling to just kind of get back to their normal weight. And I'm here to help with that. Whether you have a lot of weight to lose, like, 20, 30 and up, 100 pounds, or if you just have 8 pounds, 5 pounds that you need to lose, this video can be very helpful. So we're talking about positive thinking. And I know, please don't shut it off. Please don't roll your eyes. Just hear me out, because I am someone that works with a scientific mind. I don't believe in just the magic of thought. But there is really a science to it. So let's break it down. So let's get to why the way you think can be so important to your ability to lose weight. I really believe weight loss is 50% physical, 50% mental. I work with my patients to help them optimize their hormones to have the best metabolic function, to make it easiest for them to drop the pounds. I also prescribe different medications for weight loss that really help make it easier to lose weight. But one of the roadblocks I see is, if a patient isn't able to manage their mind around their weight loss. The medical treatments still are going to make you lose weight no matter what, but these patients who have the right mindset really have much more success and actually keep the weight off much longer, our potential to keep it off longer than, people who, don't have the right mindset. So let's get into the science of it a little bit more. Now, first you have to understand that the way you think changes the way you act. And now let's break that down even more. So if you have the thought, if you have the circumstance, let's say, that you have 20 pounds to lose, insert whatever amount you have to lose in that circumstance, something that's just a fact you can't control, or it is a fact. You have 20 pounds you need to lose to make it into a healthy weight. Let's say you have the thought about that circumstance, I can never lose 20 pounds. Okay, so first you're thinking that, your brain automatically is going to start searching for evidence that it's true. It's going to start looking at your genetics. Okay, my parents are both overweight, so I'm going to be overweight. I guess I just have to accept it. Or it's going to look at, I've never been able to do it in the past, so why would I be able to do it now? And it's going to find evidence. If no matter what you believe, the evidence is out there, and that's why it's so easy for our brain to convince ourselves of whatever we want to convince ourselves. It's both a blessing and a curse. If you believe that you are going to never lose the 20 pounds or whatever weight you have to lose, then you're also not going to be motivated to make the changes. So let's say you're on a diet plan, you have this plan in front of you of what you need to eat, what exercise you need to do. When it comes down to actually doing it, it's very easy for you just to say, well, I'm never going to lose the weight, so why am I even wasting my time? This is so uncomfortable for me to change my habits. My brain's telling me, hey, you can't lose the weight. Why am I even doing this? So you're not going to make those changes. You're not going to be motivated to do the exercise that you planned on doing because your brain has already decided you can't lose the weight anyway. So the result is going to be you stay the same weight, or in some cases this can lead to putting on weight. And that's because we need to comfort ourselves. When we are telling ourselves over and over again that we are destined to be this uncomfortable weight that we're unhappy with forever, we need comfort And a lot of times, if we are someone that put on the weight, our comfort is food. I know it was for me a lot. I suffer with anxiety, and I used to have much worse anxiety. And when I was out and about in social situations, I would be so anxious, and I would look forward to getting home and being able to eat food. As funny as that sounds, it was so comforting to me. But if you're having the thought you're never going to lose the weight, that can be very depressing, and you actually end up eating more food. So you can see how that one negative thought had so many results that it led to, ultimately keeping the weight on or even gaining weight. So let's try this again. Let's go back to the same circumstance where you have a certain amount of weight to lose to get to your optimal weight. Let's say I have 20 pounds to reach my goal weight. And your thought about that instead is, I am going to lose these 20 pounds. Or you imagine yourself at the end of July being your optimal weight. You see it clearly. There's no question about it. How are you going to act differently? I know if I believed it, then I would make the changes. So when let's say I had a plan that my doctor made for me, or even I made myself, of what I'm going to do to lose the weight. When I look at it, okay, this is what I'm going to eat today, I do it because I know it's going to work. Same with exercise. Every exercise, I do an extra workout because I know it's going to make a difference. I know it's going to lead to my optimal weight. And you start really making those changes. And opposed to the other thought, your brain automatically starts looking for evidence that you are going to lose the weight. Instead of saying, oh, genetically my parents are both overweight, your brain goes like, oh, well, Aunt Susie lost 40 pounds last year. She looks great. I mean, we have the same genetics, like why couldn't I do it? Or you look for evidence in your other friends that have done it, that it's possible. When you step on the scale, if your weight has plateaued, let's say, you did the work, and then the number stays the same the next day, your brain doesn't instantly go to, well, see, there's the evidence, I'm not going to lose the weight. If you believe that you're going to lose the weight, you look at that and you say, my body's working on it. It's going to go down tomorrow. And that actually keeps people on the diet, because when they see, that can be, a holdup for a lot of my patients. If they have one day where they don't see the weight loss, which is completely normal in weight loss, it's not a straight line down. You often lose a lot of weight at the beginning, you plateau a little bit, and you lose a lot of weight again, and you just have to ride that out. But if you are not mentally managing your mind, those plateaus can be so difficult and completely off-rail you. Same with if one day you go to a friend's house and you don't pay attention to your diet plan, you're like, whatever, today's a party, I'm going to eat whatever I want. And then you go home, if you believe that you're going to lose the weight, you're going to get right back on that diet. You're going to get right back to what you were doing. If you don't believe that you say, well, it's impossible, you just be like, well, guess I'm done with that, trying that diet plan. So does this make sense? I would love to hear in the comments if this helps at all, or helps you understand why positive thinking is not just magic. It literally changes the way we act and changes the results. That's why it's so much easier when my patients actually believe that they can lose the weight, or they're living from a place where they are already their optimal weight, because that person makes all the decisions easily. They don't have to fight it every time. Okay, so I would love to work with you on this if you connected with this at all. Like I said, with my patients, I really believe it's 50% physical, which is checking your hormones. If you are low in testosterone, your thyroid hormone's off, so many different things that can be off, really easily nowadays with all the toxins, the foods we're eating, things like that. Really easy to have a hormonal imbalance, and hormonal imbalances can make it so hard to lose weight. I mean, you can be eating the right things, you can be exercising, and the weight just seems to come off so slowly. Sometimes once you optimize your hormones, you do the right things and you see the results right away. It's so cool. I love when my patients, a couple weeks after being on testosterone or whatever it is that they needed, they come back and they're like, I'm already putting on muscle. Like, I've done this same workout for years and not gotten results. And in some patients, it's optimizing hormones, and it may just mean also that you need some kind of help with appetite suppression. We have things like phentermine, LDN, oxytocin that can suppress your appetite, and that's really useful in the beginning when we're trying to make some positive changes, like cut out flour or sugar or really reduce it. If you have an appetite suppressant, it can really cut those cravings, or they can do things like intermittent fasting because they're just not having that starving feeling anymore, and they're not having the constant thoughts about what am I going to eat next, what am I going to eat next, what am I going to eat next, because you just don't have those intense cravings. A lot of times people are on this for only 1 to 3 months, and then after that it's very easy just to continue what they've already trained themselves to do, and really change themselves for a lifetime. And we also have things like the HCG diet, which really is for dramatic, quick weight loss. Like if you have 20-30 pounds, you want to lose it a month, that's the plan for you. It can really go after the fat quickly, and it's really cool to see those results. But with any of those plans, it's really important to have the mental support. So I have a lot of just coaching exercises that I do with my patients that really make a big difference too. So if any of this sounds like it could be you, please reach out. I'm doing, free 15-minute phone consults. And then if you want to go ahead and do your lab work to see if, you have any hormone imbalances, or even just to see if you're a good candidate for medical weight loss, all the labs, the consult, the lab review, the comprehensive understanding of how you lose weight specifically, and what you need to do to make it really easy for you. Usually that's $199. Right now, if you're watching this video at the right when it's actually being released, we're cutting that in half. So it's only $99 to really see the labs, see what's really going on, and no matter what, whether you decide to do anything with that information or not, like, you really learn so much about yourselves. I just love doing these consults for that reason. So thank you so much for tuning in. I would love if you subscribe to my videos on YouTube. They're just under Silk Life Medical Spa. And we're at Silk Life Med Spa on Twitter, Instagram. I would love for you to follow me and keep up with what's going on. Please comment any questions, send us messages. We would love to hear from you. Check out more at silklife.com. Thank you so much for tuning in. Love you guys. Bye.